So let me get this straight. For 400 years, black culture was something to steal, suppress, and sanitize. But now everyone's suddenly craving it like it's the last meal on earth.
I need some black joy. The fact that black joy even exists as a concept in the world is miraculous to me. Asians are no good at joy. We are good at working hard and being diligent and doing our best, but not joy. Colonizers too. Rich lives, no joy. We should never have hooked our stars to theirs. But black people, especially black Americans, are the best at joy. You've turned it into an art form. I know it came from terrible hardship that you've turned into soul and then into joy. And we, Chinese people, we just turn that hardship into more hard work. But I know you can't give it to us. We have to go out and earn it for ourselves just like you did. Joy is a puzzle for every human being, and it's not free. When I ask my black friends where their joy comes from, they inevitably shake their heads and just repeat, "You can't let them take it away from you." That's what it's not. But what is black joy? Can you tell me?
Now non-black folks are making videos about how they miss black people, how they need the black magic, how black joy is the only thing that can ever save their empty souls. Oh, honey, the city, the audacity. Guys, welcome to the most uncomfortable conversation you'll have today, because we need to talk about what happens when the oppressor finally realizes they need exactly what they spent centuries trying to destroy. And trust me, this gets messy. So buckle up, I'll be back.
She changed her fucking caption. The original caption said, "I'm jealous of black joy." And this is what she changed it to. I don't like this. Anyway, this woman gets on here and says she's jealous of black joy. I comment this. And then she responds saying something about how she can see how jealousy can be a triggering word. She ends the video with saying, "So can you tell me where it comes from, where black joy comes from?" Listen, you have to stop trying to make it black people's jobs to express to you how they find joy in their everyday life, or the concept of black joy. All I'm going to say is, as an Asian woman, and as specified as a Chinese woman, you say that all you guys know is hard work. I've seen plenty of happy Asian people. Asian joy exists. So talk to your culture, talk to your people, and ask them how they find joy in everyday life. Ask them how they find happiness. Well, we know joy is not a constant feeling, happiness is not a constant feeling, but it's something to aspire to and to accept and to hold on to when you have it. But black joy is not yours to have. There was a creator on here who, this is how he even found this video, who compared this video to that of Remick from Sinners, knocking on that door, asking for Sammy. I just need us to stop doing the thing. Stop doing the thing that you do with white people when you invite them to the cookout just because they can Dougie, or they have a little rhythm, or they got a line up in a fade by a black barber. Okay? Pardon. That lady needs to find Asian joy, not black joy.
An Asian woman came on here and asked, "What is black joy?" And y'all decided to answer that question. Y'all decided to answer that question. Y'all can't keep nothing to yourself. So I'm going to answer the question now. I want you to sell your parents and grandparents and put them into slavery. I want you to take your sisters and brothers, cousins, and have people hang them from a tree. I want you to have your kids be sold into slavery. I want this to happen for 400 years. 400 years. I want you to fight for your freedom, or try to fight for your freedom. I want you to fight for it and only get equal rights, as they will call it. I want you to understand everything that you do will excel, but the people above you will not allow you to excel. So they steal from you, they take from you, and they plan it as their own. I want you to keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting until you feel you have no more fight anymore. And that's when your black joy will come. Have a good day.
All right, racists, let's talk about your distaste for black joy. Racist America fumes at the sight of happiness, especially when that person smiling is black. It's as if this country specializes in anger Olympics. Being a little too happy disturbs the patriotism. 3 or more laughs in one place is like being investigated by a mall cop. I'm gonna need to see some ID. Because deep down, they believe that pain is the only state that black indigenous people are allowed to live in. Black people start laughing too loud at their cousin's cookout. They throw on some Frankie Beverly. They start dancing with their auntie in a sundress while the ribs are sizzling. Instantly, their lives are in danger. It's like watching a perfect example of a case study on people who have a problem with control. It's like their obsession isn't just with control, it's like with the optics of it as well. They want to be seen as dominant in the space, because they seem to disappear when there is black joy. When you throw your graduation cap in the air, surrounded by your entire family in matching t-shirts, they don't see achievement, they see defiance. Because in their minds, success was never black people's storyline. The truth is, black joy is a glitch in the racist lies that they feed themselves. They built a whole myth of superiority that only works if you're miserable, delusional, insecure, jealous, and mediocre. When black people shift the world with their joy and laughter, the racist's entire self-image starts to crack. This is why racists gatekeep golf courses, ban urban dress codes, side-eye loud laughter, and call the cops when the music's just a little too bassy. The unnecessary hate and determination to ruin black people's happiness is a disease, a brain-eating amoeba that siphons the cognition out of America's privileged society. And what hurts the most is that happiness and black joy is more infectious.
I need some black joy. The fact that black joy even exists as a concept in the world is miraculous to me. Asians are no good at joy. We are good at working hard and being diligent and doing our best, but not joy. Colonizers too. Rich lives, no joy. We should never have hooked our stars to theirs. But black people, especially black Americans, are the best at joy. You've turned it into an art form. I know it came from terrible hardship that you've turned into soul and then into joy. And we, Chinese people, we just turn that hardship into more hard work. But I know you can't give it to us. We have to go out and earn it for ourselves, just like you did. Joy is a puzzle for every human being, and it's not free. When I ask my black friends where their joy comes from, they inevitably shake their heads and just repeat, "You can't let them take it away from you." That's what it's not. But what is black joy? Can you tell me?
Black joy is knowing that we're going to be okay. Black joy is knowing that we have a connection to the divine that no other race of people have. We know that at the end of it all, we're going to be the one standing victoriously. We don't have a reason to fret. We don't have a reason to fear. We have no reason to be unhappy. We know that we've been through the worst of the worst. And we decided that we want to stand because we have a divine calling on our lives that far exceeds anything on this plane. Black joy can't be defined in words. Black joy it's an action. It's alive. It lives. It breathes. It has a pulse. You can't get that. We can't give it to you, as you said. You can't achieve it. Because y'all have internalized rage. And what that is that you don't know why you can't be like us. And as long as y'all have that shortcoming, you'll never know what joy is. Sorry. Not sorry.
Let's start with what's actually happening. According to recent discourse, and I'm talking about real conversations happening in digital spaces right now, there has been a shift, a seismic shift, and black communities are openly expressing something that sounds almost desperate. We are missing something. We need black culture. We crave black joy. One speaker in a viral discussion described it as using candy metaphors, almond joy, nougat crunch chocolate. The conclusion, black people have always been the magic, the black magic. Now, on the surface, this sounds like progress, right? Recognition, validation. Finally, people are waking up to what black folks have been screaming into their void for centuries. Guys, slow down and examine the aesthetics of this revelation, because there is something deeply uncomfortable about framing an entire people as your missing ingredient, as your emotional supplement, as the chocolate in your vanilla existence. A Chinese speaker in this conversation said something profound. Black Americans are the best at joy. They took their terrible hardship and transformed it into soul and then into joy. Meanwhile, she admits Chinese culture turned hardship into more hard work, right? And look, there is genuine respect in that observation. There is real recognition of an almost alchemical process that happened in Black American culture. The ability to take centuries of enslavement, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, and police brutality, and somehow create jazz, blues, hip-hop, voguing, and Harlem Renaissance, black girl magic, and a concept of joy so powerful that people across the globe are now saying they literally cannot live without it. That's not resilience, that's cultural genius, that's spiritual technology that other communities are now beginning to understand they desperately need. Now, let's talk about what this moment means for Black folks who have been living in their reality whole lives. Imagine spending 400 years saying, hey, maybe stop killing us and stealing our culture. And everyone's like, nah, we good. You try to show people how to live in harmony with nature, with each other, with the spirit, and instead they hide your history. They turn your spirituality into their religion and then call you evil for practicing it. They package your trauma into entertainment, your music into profit, your language into trend cycles that credit everyone except you. And then one day everyone wakes up and goes, oh shit, we need that. We have been missing that. Please, can we have that? What for? One speaker described this as the shift has finally hit the fan. The veil is lifted. The three-dimensional system, this matrix of white supremacy, capitalism, and cultural extraction is collapsing because Black folks are saying, you know what, we don't want to play this game anymore. And that refusal, that collective awakening, that's what brings Black joy now. Not suffering, not the struggle, but the recognition that power was always there. That the magic was never there, theirs to take, that the system only worked because Black people participated in it. And now, the contract is up for renegotiation, but here's where we need to pump the brakes, because not everyone is celebrating this moment. Another voice in this conversation, and this is crucial, express something that is, I think a lot of Black folks are feeling right now. I'm not okay with this. Something feels weird, something feels creepy. She's watching these videos of Black people talking about how much they miss Black culture, how much they crave Black joy, how much they need the unity, and she's asking the question that needs to be asked. Are you these people that at any time to something? Because here's the thing about historical memory. It doesn't just disappear. You can't spend centuries being someone's commodity, their entertainment, their scapegoat, their cultural goldmine, and then suddenly trust them when they show up talking about love. Think about that for a moment, because when we have ever seen this kind of mainstream cross-cultural acknowledgement of Black cultural supremacy, when have we ever had non-Black communities openly admitting, we need you, we can't do this without you? When was that? The timing is very suspicious. The language is suspicious. The sudden agency is suspicious. It's like watching someone realize the house is on fire and suddenly remembering they actually love the people they've been keeping in the basement. Oh, wait, you guys now know how to survive disasters. You guys now have skills we need. Can we be friends now? Like, wow, how generous, how evolved, how conveniently timed, right? So there is skepticism that is echoing through Black history, like warning bell. If you're not eating with the devil, you have to eat with a very long spoon, right? This is cynicism, this is survival wisdom, because the pattern is very clear. Interest becomes appropriation, appreciation becomes extraction, we love your culture becomes we own your culture now, let's unite becomes submit to our terms. We've seen this before. Every time single Black culture creates something beautiful, powerful, or profitable, it gets colonized. Rock and roll, hip-hop, streetwear, slang, dance, aesthetic activity, even the language of social justice. Black folks create it in the struggle, name it in the cipher, perfect it in the commit, and then watch it get whitewashed, repackaged, and sold back to them with none of the credit of all the profits going elsewhere. So when someone shows up now saying, I just realized I need Black joy in my life, the question is not just about the sincerity, it's about structure, it's about power, it's about whether the cravings comes with reparations, redistributions, and real systemic change, or if it's just the next phase of vampirism. Because here's what nobody wants to say out loud: you cannot love Black culture while being complicit in Black oppression. You cannot crave Black joy while supporting systems that create Black suffering. You cannot feast at the table while denying the one who, like, it doesn't make sense. So that Chinese speaker who talked about black joy, there was something genuine there, because something humble and acknowledgement of we turned our hardship into labor, but you turned yours into art. And that's not appropriation, that's recognition. The person who finally found a black barber shop after years of getting his beard butchered, that's not fetishization, that's just practical appreciation of skill and cultural expertise. The question is, can this moment of recognition become transformation? Can people who are realizing they need black culture also realize they need to dismantle the systems that have tried to destroy it? Because that's the only version of this that is not creepy. That's the only version that doesn't end with black folks doing the emotional labor of healing everyone else while still fighting for basic dignity and material resources. If you want black joy, you have to fight for black liberation. If you want black culture, you have to support black communities. If you want black magic, you have to break the spells that have been cast against black people. Otherwise, this is just colonization with better PR. So where does this leave us, guys? On one hand, we have a genuine shift happening. People are waking up, the veil is lifting. The recognition that black culture has been carrying the spiritual and creative weight of this society. That's real, that's significant. On the other hand, we have centuries of reasons to be suspicious, to be cautious, to eat with a very, very long spoon. And here's my personal take. This moment is what you make it. For black folks, protect your joy, protect your magic, protect your specs. Not everyone who claims to love you actually loves you. Some people just love what you can do for them. Trust your instincts and remember your history, and never apologize for being the standard that everyone suddenly realizes they have been failing to meet. For everyone else who's just now waking up, your revelation of 400 years late, your craving is noted, your need is understood. But if you want to access black joy, you have to actively dismantle black suffering. Not just acknowledge it, not just feel bad about it, actively dismantle it. That means reparations, that means redistributions, that means showing up for black causes, black businesses, black liberation movements. That means checking your community when they perpetrate harm. That means doing the work that black people have been begging you to do for centuries, because black culture is not a commodity you can consume when you're feeling empty. It's not a tree you can try on when it's convenient. It's not a vibe you can borrow without understanding the blood, sweat, tears, and the transcendent genius that created it. Black culture is a miracle born from horror. Black joy is alchemy performed under impossible conditions. Black magic is real and it was never yours to take. So if you're just now realizing you need it, welcome to the revelation. Now prove you're worthy of it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me here. I appreciate for those people who support me, those people who are subscribing, the returning subscribers. Kindly, if you haven't subscribed already, please do it. Let us become a community. Let us become a family. This is the Afro Sahara. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.